Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles Sabanson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and when we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. So let's get straight into this topic here. So, as you guys know, the Lakers are about to play the Oklahoma City Thunder on Wednesday, right? I think it's on Wednesday. They are heavy underdogs in this series because Oklahoma, for the majority of the regular season, has been the best team in the Western Conference. So there should be no surprise there. But that doesn't mean that LeBron's cohorts won't find a way to craft narratives around it because, folks, that is what they do best. These guys are savants when it comes to crafting narratives. And here, again, is no different. And we got an article and some audio that we want to get into that really explains this. But before we even get into that, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, PrizePicks. All right, guys, the regular season is wrapped up and the NBA playoffs are finally here. And there's no better way to cash in on all of the high-flying hoop action than PrizePicks, a preferred partner of the NBA. Every bucket, every dime, every win means when you're making lineups on PrizePicks. And here's something you didn't want to sleep on. PrizePicks has the Do It Live 2026 NBA Finals sweepstakes going on right now. Make a $5 lineup with at least one live NBA player picked during the playoffs, and you could win a trip for two to the NBA Finals. That alone is reason enough to check out PrizePicks right now. I've been making lineups on the Celtics and Lakers players, and it makes watching the playoffs so much more fun. It's simple. Just pick more or less on player projections across basketball, baseball, hockey, and more. You can even pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup with stacks. And if your picks get off to a hot start, cash out early with easy payouts before the game even ends. PrizePicks is now available in all 50 states. Download the PrizePicks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, a preferred partner of the NBA. All right, perfect. So let's get into this article here. It says JJ Redick compares Thunders to Bulls, Warriors Dynasty, previews Lakers Western Conference semifinal series. So JJ Redick makes his feelings known on the Thunder ahead of the Lakers semifinals matchup against the defending champions in the 2026 playoffs. The Lakers managed to secure the Western Conference matchup against the Thunder after they closed out the Rockets in Game 6 of their first round series. Ahead of Game 1 of that series, the Lakers head coach JJ Redick spoke to the media and admitted that the Thunder is not a team that can be taken lightly. Take a listen to what JJ Redick had to say here.
I mean, look, each individual guy has had some level of playoff adversity and had to build a scar tissue or confidence and the ability to work through that. I think each group has to do that. It's a hard-fought series against Houston. I think every level you go up in the playoffs, it gets harder. That's just the reality. We talked for the last 3 weeks about elevating. We have to elevate even more. This is we saw a stat in our morning meeting this morning, like, of teams that have had back-to-back or even more than that, 10 or more better net ratings in consecutive seasons. You're talking about the 95-96 Bulls, the 96-97 Bulls, and then the 15 through 17 Warriors. You're literally talking about two of the greatest teams of all time. I said to a bunch of people yesterday, off-site, that were talking about this series to me. I said, yeah, the Thunder are one of the greatest teams ever in NBA history. That's just the reality. They're that good. I think our guys recognize that and respect that, and we know what kind of task we have in front of us.
So you saw that there. Now the article then continues on. The Thunder's team net rating for 2024 and 2025 seasons are both in the top 10 list of all-time ratings for the entire regular season. Here's a list of the top 10 teams and their respective average net ratings for the NBA regular season. You have the Chicago Bulls of 1995, number 1, the Thunder number 2, Bulls number 3, Warriors number 4, Celtics number 5, Spurs number 6, Celtics number 7, Thunder number 8, Bulls number 9, Bucks number 10. If JJ Redick further dove into the Lakers' key focus going into the matchup against the Lakers, which would be taking care of the ball, he also took a veiled shot at the Rockets while talking about what to expect from the defending champions. The reality of their defense is whatever moments we felt Houston pressuring, like maximum amount of pressure they put on us. That's OKC's baseline. That's their floor. Redick said, and then he went on to make a few other statements about this. Here's my thought about this. I think that these comments are premature. I think they're premature. you're talking about the Warriors and the Bulls. The Warriors won 4 championships. If we're talking about the Dynasty Warriors. The Chicago Bulls won 6 championships and had 2 three-peats. So, yes, OKC is a good team. Statistically, they're a great team. But you can only be they can only be that team or those teams if they're dynasties, meaning they have to win at least 3 titles. And they're certainly not on the level of Chicago Bulls because the Chicago Bulls had 2 three-peats in 8 years. So how can they be on that level? To even mention the Chicago Bulls and them is laughable to me. Chicago, they haven't even had 1 three-peat yet. It's not just about your regular season statistics. It's about the results and the accolades. And this is what happens. I feel like, and this is what they did with Nikola Jokic. They were trying to put Nikola Jokic in rooms he hadn't finished earning. But they were just doing a lot of projection. If you look at his numbers, you look at the number, they're forgetting that you actually got to go out there and win the jewelry. You got to get the hardware. And he wasn't doing that, but these guys were so transfixed on promoting him that they missed that part. The Thunder are a great team, but if they lose the championship this year, how great are they? If they end up getting beaten by the Spurs, for example, in the Western Conference Finals, how great were they? They were a great regular season team. And the thing is, there have been so many great regular season teams. Go back to look at Steve Nash's Phoenix Suns. Even the year that the Dallas Mavericks lost to the Golden State Warriors in round 1, they were a great team. The Miami Heat in 2011, they were a great team. But it doesn't, like, to me, for you to be considered a great team, you got to actually win it all. You got to have the accolades to back it up. And it's not just enough to say, oh, well, they're a great team and, blah, blah, blah. No. Let them actually win some more championships. And then we can have this conversation. I get it. People get hyped. They want to, what about we put him in this conversation? What if we put him in that? Like, bro, calm down. Calm down. I get it. Like we live in a time where everything that we just saw is the greatest thing we've ever seen. Like, I get that. But I think people get ahead of themselves, and then what ends up happening is that they end up looking like bloody idiots in the future. That's what happened with a lot of Nikola Jokic guys. And I was just as impressed as anybody with his statistics, but a lot of you guys jumped the gun. You guys were putting him ahead of players he didn't deserve to be ahead of, like Shaq. And so I don't know where, but they were talking about Shaq. Are you insane? What are you even talking about? You're talking about regular season statistics. Shaq was a monster in the regular season, and he dominated in the playoffs, obviously with Kobe and all of that. So I think that this is too premature. You know what I mean? It's too premature. Let them go out there and win it. To me, a dynasty is a team that wins 3 championships. At least. I'll start believing you if the Thunder can win 3 in a row. That's a dynasty. Do you know what? People compare people to Michael Jordan like as if he's just some dude. How many players have won 6 championships since Michael Jordan? We'll wait. What was the last NBA player of Jordan's caliber to win 6 championships since Jordan? The answer is simple. There's nobody. There's no one. No one has won as many championships since Michael Jordan. No one. Who's the person? Not even my favorite Kobe Bryant, 5. Tim Duncan, 5. LeBron, 4. Shaq, 4. Who else? Nobody. But then people get so like, I gotta do it now. And they just lose their minds. Calm down, son. Calm the